Well, since that we're here, somebody! Hello and welcome back to SKZ Talks Animation. She'll talk about anime, TV shows, cartoons, movies, what I want to talk about because animation my heart and soul because it's awesome and great. And today, we're diving into the smucky swamp with our favorite meme lord himself, Shrek. In a sort of in-between quote between Shrek 1 and 2 that kind of helped conclude the events of Shrek 1, but also not set up Shrek 2 in any way, which is odd, but either way, in a theme park attraction, that's right, theme park attraction short that helped really solidify the characters in a more fun way, and as someone who was there to experience it in person, it was wild with crazy antics, 4D fun, and water and spiders, not fun stuff. I'm excited to talk about it. Plus, Shrek is a fun IP, and it's so memeable, and I love it. So how about we sit back, relax, enjoy 4D? Woo! In 2002's Shrek short film, because they exist, Shrek 4D or The Ghost of Lord Farquaad. So funny thing about this is that I am very excited to watch this cartoon because, like, I haven't seen this short film in literally, like, 15 plus years since I was actually in the theme park watching it. So, like, I don't remember much about it, but I remember the effects and all that, so this is gonna be really interesting. I'm excited for it. Shrek! Yeah! Oh! Hello! That was supposed to be 3D, but it's not, because this is a 2D version. Yeah, they have released this on home video a few times, like, most notably, Shrek 3D with the 3D glasses, and I think it's Ghost of Lord Farquaad as a normal short. So, like, we won't get the effects, but you can clearly see a lot of the effects and framing it in the short are made to be 3D, which is, like, you kind of miss the effect, but it's still a fun relic of Shrek media that I could talk about, so, yeah, pretend it's all in your face.
Get off of Fairy Tale Falls.
What are you talking?
Fairy Tale Falls, yeah, we have highways and far, far away, as you do. I love it. Now, of course, we have the return of our main three cast members from Shrek, Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz, which honestly, I think they slip into their roles really well, even though this is like a 50-minute short film for a theme park ride at Universal Studios. They still bring the inflections, the jokes, the comedy, and I still love them. Like, to me, like, if they didn't nail their roles down even in the movie, this whole franchise wouldn't work. So the fact that they brought them back for this is awesome. Plus, Donkey is just like, he's the GOAT, even though he's a donkey, but he's the GOAT to me. I love him. He's great. Oh, I didn't know it did that. Oh, I don't like that. The peeling. Oh. I found a shortcut in the ominous forest of death. Oh, God, the spider. I remember when I was in the theater watching it, I didn't know it was 4D, but when that happened, when the spiders brought down, I was scared because you could feel the spiders, like, spiders flocking around down there, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And that was my first introduction to 4D, and I was like, as 10-year-old me, you can understand, I was a bit, what is this? But nowadays, I'm like, okay, this is fine, but, like, now I'm like, oh, boy. Crazy. That's not the voice I have at all. Hello, princess. I love this. Honestly, like, the fact that I'm watching this right now is so crazy because I forgot it existed for a while, and not until I was really drafting up short ideas for the rest of the year, I was like, oh yeah, Shrek, that exists. And I thought, are there any other Shrek shorts? This is one that I had that was the least crazy, well, ish, but point is, I'm excited to talk about this. Well, I mean, I am talking about this, but this is kind of wild, and I think it's a piece of last media that we need to talk about. I will say, though, for a theme park ride, the colors on this short look really, really good. Like, they didn't need to put that much effort into a Shrek ride, but they did. Like, they promoted the hell of this when it came out in 2002 or 2003, and, like, it's just so freaking good. There's Gingy! My boy, I love him! But yeah, this short looks really great, and it really does, it is on par with the Shrek franchise, and I really do like how awesome it looks, man. DreamWorks in their early days, some of the stuff looked bad, but some of the stuff looked pretty good too, and this is one of them. Woo! 3D candy corn! I'm the only one who actually likes candy corn. I feel like a lot of people hate it, but I think it's actually really underrated candy. I don't care. It's great. Yummy.
This cost me a lot of dough.
Yeah, no, like a gingerbread man. I'm in a good mood today, honestly. It's a nice sunny day. I'm wearing my Pepsi shirt. I'm doing great, man. I just like talking about this stuff like that. And Shrek, as a franchise, like, when I talk about Shrek, I like to consider people being before Shrek and post-Shrek, so more before or after. I was born before Shrek, so I have the authority on talking about Shrek, I guess. I don't know, but I just think it's a funny thing to talk about, to me specifically, because I'm autistic as fuck, so who cares? Oh no, they got the tail on the donkey! Oh no! Imagine someone was pulling up your tail. No way, Jose.
The willies.
The willies? I never heard fear being described as the willies before. Oh my god, okay. Now here's the main reason why it is a in-between between Shrek 1 and 2, is because we have Lord Farquaad being a bitch. Now listen, Lord Farquaad as a villain goes, he's probably one of the weaker Shrek villains. I think he's fine. I think he plays, John Lithgow plays the role fine enough. But like, he was as the character in the story, very pompous guy, but he's also really, really short. And I think that's really, really kind of funny-ish. I mean, compared to other villains like Prince Charming, he's not that great. But like, it's funny they brought him back, even for a little short. And I think it's pretty cool to kind of like have this after the fact type thing. I will kill the donkey. The donkey has bad jokes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Ha 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 ha. I am a ghost. Ooh. I will say the ghost effect's actually really, really good. So you know what? I don't mind it. It looks quite nice. Yo, it's the wife. That's the one part of Shrek Media I was always confused about, is how Donkey banged the dragon to make dragon baby hybrids. I don't know how. I'm glad that DreamWorks was never explained, because that would probably ruin everything about the franchise for me. But like, how did it work? Donkey is a I don't understand it, but you know what? It's fine. It's fun. Kooky cartoon time. It really is fun to imagine, like, how this was in the theater, because I was there. I saw Shrek 4D at Universal Studios once at 10 years old, and while it was my first exposure to 3D or 4D, and it was, you know, enough, I still think it's a really technical marvel, because, like, there's not a lot of 4D things out there, because the only ones I remember seeing are, you know, SpongeBob 4D in Niagara Falls, and like a Wallace and Gromit 4D thing at in New York. That's about it. But like, there's really that many of them, which is really odd. Cause like, it is a gimmick. Like 3D, it is a gimmick. But like, it's a fun, weird gimmick that you can see things like. I think like 4DX is a thing in theaters where you can watch like Top Gun and your seats are moving. So like, I don't know, it's there. I guess maybe I'll try it at some point, but meh. Ooh, the falls and also CG water. I really like CG water. If you can make water look really good in CG, I think you sold it. I think you made a really great product. And this here, while it's all in the darkness, it looks great. It looks all wet and splooshy, and I like 3D water. Oh, Felonious, that's his name. Oh, I thought it was Mask Man. Everyone's favorite Sentai, Mask Man. Oh, right in the balls. Yeah, that hurts. I know the feeling. It's happened to me before. Don't ask why. It just has. Even as a ghost, he's very, very horny. Unnecessarily horny. I'm glad that as the villains went along, they became less horny. That's just very odd.
Fall for me sooner or later.
What? Okay. I mean, yes, they are falling, but for you, I don't know. Unless you're really horny. This short is actually really, really funny. I forgot how funny the jokes are. Actually, I mean, it is Shrek, a franchise that is known for its like pop culture humor, and it's kind of like funny little off-the-wall jabs, and being like basically a fuck you to Disney. So you know what? I like it. I do think it's very, very, very funny. Not again, no! Oh, how does fire harm a ghost? I don't know, but I guess it does. Does the dragon have fire ghost hybrid power? I don't know. The dragon is a weird entity in the Shrek universe. He is like she's a very odd creature, but you know what? She killed the Horn Master, so sure. Shrek 1 has a very unique feel to it that I don't think will ever be replicated. Like, the other movies are great and all, but like Shrek 1, man, that soundtrack is just top tier. I love it, man. It's so good. Thanks, Dragon. No legal name, just Dragon. Oh, okay, waffles, not babies. That's not until Shrek 3. Oh boy. Oh yeah, this short, I definitely, the experience would be a lot more heightened if you're in the theater, but because it's not Universal anymore. You can't watch it in person anymore, which is really sad. But you know, it's on DVD, it's on the streaming services, so you can still experience it as it is. But man, that 4D, the wetness of it all, man. That's what it's all about. The wetness. Yay! And then everyone died. Nah, this is a great short. I love it, man. And Shrek is just a great IP. And silence. Perfect! That's so awkward. Oh my god. When talking about the most popular animated IPs of all time, a lot of people would instantly jump to, you know, the big ones like Toy Story or Monsters Inc., Cars, Madagascar, Super Mario, even Pokemon. But one I think deserves its top as one of the biggest animated IPs for not only films, but cultural significance in general is the Shrek franchise. I mean, honestly, ever since its inception, Shrek has been dominating not only movies and TV shows, but like toys, food products, collaborations, even memedom as a whole, and really has cemented himself as the iconic green guy of the 2000s. And I think talking about his legacy of not only his films, but just Shrek in general, I think is really fun to talk about. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about the history of Shrek, well, film-wise, TV-wise, animated-wise, just talk about his trajectory and how awesome he is, because me personally, as a Shrek fan, he's very cool and he deserves some time in the sun. So let's talk about Shrek because I love it. Shrek is cool. Starting off, we have the original Shrek. unless you count the book, but we have the original movie Shrek, which as its own as a movie is very, very strong. Like, the characters, the animation is flawless, the music, the story, it tells a very fun, cohesive narrative in an hour and a half, and it really does make you feel for the characters. Like Shrek, for example, a big recluse ogre who just wants his peace and quiet, but then gets invaded by fairy tale creatures led by Lord Farquaad. He meets Donkey, played by Eddie Murphy. Cameron Diaz's Princess Fiona. They go on this big old quest together to try and save the day. And honestly, it's a very, very fun film. Honestly, to me, it is the definitive turning point for animation in the 2000s, because like before that, CG did look good, like Toy Story, Bugs Life, Monsters Inc. Those movies did look really, really great. Shrek, on the other hand, really did have that special, like that grotesqueness to it, you know? It was still a kid's movie, it was still made for everyone, you know? You had like, you could see the pores on Shrek's face, or he'd pull earwax out of his ear to make a candle. He was eating eyeball cocktails. He would kill freaking mice and fairies. He would blow up frogs. Like, he was a gross guy, but you could still relate to him as a protagonist because he had a heart of gold in the end of the day, even though he just wanted to be left alone. And honestly, I think the movie wouldn't work as well if the performances weren't spot on. Mike Myers as Shrek really does sell the role as this character, and if he did not work, the movie itself wouldn't work. Even though beforehand they did actually cast Chris Farley from SNL as Shrek, and he did record a good portion of his lines before he passed away in the 90s, but even still, Mike Myers and that Scottish accent really did help propel the character to mean them, and is like, oh, hello there, or get out of my swamp. You know him, you love him, and honestly, he is a great character. And even like Eddie Murphy's Donkey and Cameron Diaz's Princess Fiona still are really great characters as well, who really help make the movie. Like, Donkey's comedic timing is also legendary and memedom. He's great, and Fiona as like his super like badass, I can do it on my own type princess character is really, really cool as well. So overall, this movie is great. I love it. It really did help cement the future of CG animation. Plus, it won the first Best Animated Feature at the Academy Awards back in 2001 or 2. So that has to say something for its really legendary fandom. So point being, Shrek is great. I love it. This movie is just so fun. It's great. And I have it on VHS. It's right there. I love it. It's great. But also, of course, before Shrek 2, we had Shrek 4D as the ride itself, which I want to talk about just a little bit. Because that ride, for the fact that it exists at all, is honestly really, really wild. Because, like, Universal at the time did have some really heavy hitter rides. Like, you know, had Jaws, E.T., I think Back to the Future was still there, you know, Twister, Disaster, King Kong, the Marvel stuff, Dr. Seuss. They had a whole bunch of things at the park already that really helped cement them as the big, you know, better than Disney type park. And Shrek as an icon, as an establishment, was really, really cool to go ahead and see, because, you know, like, while a lot of the other rides were more like sit in a car and go across the river, or sit in a train or whatever, this was more, you know, go to the theater, go ahead and like experience a short film, kind of like Muppet Vision 3D in a sense like that. But honestly, the fact that it's there is really, really cool. And I actually remember, you know, walking into it as a 10-year-old, being like, what is all this? My parents aren't telling me it was 4D because I would probably freak out. And when I was in the seats, when I felt those spiders in the water, I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I was like, oh wait, this is like weird type 3D. And I was like, what is going on here? And then I was explaining afterwards it was 4D and it was like more like interactive. And I was like, oh, this is very, very odd and very, very weird to see. And I think that was the only big Shrek ride at Universal, because like they did subsequently, you know, add Shrek 4D to like, you know, Japan and Paris and all stuff like that. But like as an icon, as a franchise, they didn't really have that much else at the park. I mean, maybe there might have been a roller coaster here and there. And of course, there's a bunch of like, you know, topical like cafes and food items like that and stuff like that. But like as a ride, it was really just that. But it really did the job. I mean, it lasted for 21 odd years, you know, in the parks until its closure, like late, I think 2020 through 2024. And people were really sad about it. You know, just like Muppet Vision 3D is shutting down, which it probably shouldn't have. Just like that ride, people were like, oh my god, we gotta ride Shrek 4D for the last time or else it's gonna go away forever. And honestly, the fact that this exists at all and the fact that it touched so many people's hearts is very endearing and very fun. And me, I remember it so well. And I wish I would have gone, I had to go on it more because I regret it immensely. But Shrek 4D as a concept is really fun, really wild, and honestly, like, it just shows the power of the Shrek brand, honestly. It shows that you can make a ride out of so many fun things. So Shrek 4D is a wild experience. I remember that so well, and I wish I would have gone on it a little bit more. But nothing holds a candle to Shrek 2. Shrek 2 is the definitive sequel that every other sequel should live by. It expands the story of the first one without regressing any of their characters. There's great action, great music, great animation, and it just helps expand the world in a more fun way. Exploring, you know, Fiona's backstory with Far, Far Away and her parents being the king and queen. We have new villains in Prince Charming and Fairy Godmother. Puss in Boots, the GOAT character himself, played by Antonio Banderas, is in this. This movie is really, really great. Definitely for me, it's my favorite Shrek movie because, like, it is like non nonstop go, 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 go. It's just a really great time. Does it have its issues? I mean, sure, the middle might drag a little bit, but like when you get to that climax where it's all, I need a hero, they're bouncing all over trying to get to the castle to kiss Fiona before midnight. That shit is insane. I love it. Probably the best use of that song I've heard in a film ever besides like Saints Row the Third, but that's a game, so it doesn't really count. But point being, Shrek 2 is a great movie. The pop culture references, they hit in a very fun and unique, creative way. The jokes are so cool. This movie is just pure fun. And honestly, like, to me personally, I saw this before Shrek 1. Like, I had this movie on DVD, and that DVD menu of Shrek 2, if you know that menu of them talking all in the little boxes, it's just pure fun and pure amazingness. And honestly, I don't think they've been able to recreate that Shrek magic since then. Because Shrek 3 and 4 are good enough, but like Shrek 2, man, is that definitive staple that really is awesome, and I really do freaking love it. The characters, music, the animation, the climax, it's all perfect in every fun way. If you want that classic DreamWorks funness, watch Shrek 2, man. It's just so damn good. I cannot praise enough. You know it's good. We've seen the movie before, but Shrek 2 is great, and it really did help, propel Shrek to a more fun latitude of pop culture knowledge that we have felt from this very day onward. And then we got Shrek 3, which, listen, it's my least favorite of the franchise. It's not the worst movie ever made, but considering how it's basically like, oh, Shrek doesn't want to be king of far, far away, so let's get this uncle character or this cousin that Fiona has, Prince Arthur or King Arthur, to be the new king, which, yes, in mythology, I know about King Arthur and the courts of Camelot, I know all that and stuff like that, but like, as a story, it really just feel like Shrek is like to the back burner, which in a sense could have worked, but like, Arthur's such a boring character. I don't think he's really that interesting. Like, I think he's played by Justin Timberlake, who, like, is okay, but, like, Donkey and Puss in Boots, they're there. Fiona has her own side story with her mother and the other princess, which is cool. I do like seeing that, but, like, they brought back Prince Charming as the villain of the movie, and that's fine. Like, the movie is just fine. It's not bad, it's not offensive, it's just fine. But, like, they could have done a lot more with the film. And, like, yeah, you do get Shrek with, like, the babies, and Donkey gets babies with the dragons somehow. But, like, as a movie, it's fine. Like, it did help evolve the characters in a more mature way. Like, hey, he's scared to have babies. And in a sense, yeah, you should be scared to have babies, because babies are babies. But the movie itself is fine. Like, when I watch it, if it was turned on, sure, if it was there, if I didn't have any other options, but, like, it's just fine. It's okay, but, like, it looks good, though. I will say, the animation does look great. The songs are really cool. It does have really great action, but as a story, as it is right now, it's fine. It's Shrek 3. What can I say? But then we have the most current Shrek film, Shrek Forever After, or The Final Chapter. This movie, I think, is leagues better than Shrek 3. Like, the story of Shrek being sent to, like, an alternate universe where he was never born, and he has to kiss Fiona before he actually passes away, and you get to see a more, like, bizarro version of the characters. Like, Rumpelstiltskin as the villain is so he's like Plankton almost, like a really, like, comedically evil guy, but also is kind of like, I'm just a chill guy, whatever, Donkey is really fun as being a sort of like recluse type thing. Fat Puss in Boots and Fiona leading a charge of ogres is really cool as well. I also think this movie has a lot more interesting scenarios. Like, seeing a more, what if version of Far, Far Away being taken over is really cool to see, and how Shrek reacts to, having the day of his birth being taken away from a contract. And it really does help him evolve because, he is a father now. He's really stressed out by this fatherly life, and he wants to be an actual ogre again. And this film really does help cement, him as a character, and I really do enjoy the movie. Like, the animation itself, released in 2010, looks really, really great. No complaints there. The music, the jokes, I think it's a really fun movie. It's not my favorite because Shrek 1 and 2 are basically leagues better than Shrek, 4. But Shrek 4 still has its fun moments, learning how to embrace the happiness that what he had and not take it for granted. And honestly, I really, really love it. Honestly, Shrek as a whole franchise basically telling you to not be afraid to be who you are. Beauty is on the inside, not the outside, and that's not what's really important. I think that's a really fun message, and I really do love that. And just, like, as a movie, it's cool, it's fun. Now we're getting Shrek 5 later next year, which is hopefully won't change anything or ruin anything, but as it is right now, Shrek 4, really fun movie, really great stuff, and it really did help expand more of the world in a fun way, in a very bizarro type way, which I really do appreciate. But then they had the spin-offs and all that, which is very odd, because I didn't think Shrek was one for spin-offs, but we got two big spin-off movies. We had Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which are two movies that I actually don't think I've ever really seen, really, because, like, Puss in Boots 2013 is a classic Puss in Boots story. It looks like the Shrek films. It's just him on his own with Humpty Dumpty doing his things. Honestly, I don't remember much about it. It's just your standard movie. It looks good, but, like, It's fine. Whatever it is. But Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, bro. This movie is freaking incredible. Like, from the clips I've seen, it's so cool having him fight death as a character. The animation being all, like, Spider-Verse-y is so really, really cool. The colors. That movie, I need to watch it one day because from the clips, it looks freaking phenomenal. But, like, it's really, really cool, and I really do like that. And they even got, you know, a Puss in Boots TV show, which lasted for a bit, which was really cool. So overall, Puss in Boots is like a really breakout character who, like, while being a fiction character that's existed for many, many, many generations, the Shrek variant, I think, is one that really people remember the most for being, like, you know, kind of Spanish with Antonio Banderas and being, like, a fun little guy. I love Puss in Boots. I think it's a really great guy, and his movies are really, really fun to watch as well, especially Last Wish, man. Woo! Plus, there's a few other things, like some short films like Shrek the Halls, Far, Far Away Idol, Scared Shrekless. These are fun enough. I mean, one of them just includes Simon Cowell in the Shrek world, which is really wild as well. But, like, they're just your typical half-hour holiday-themed specials. Nothing too crazy about them. They exist to help expand more of the fun little world because you want to see more Shrek in between films, which is really, really cool. They're cute. I mean, yeah, they do crossovers with, you know, like, Madagascar and Monsters vs. Aliens at some point as well. But, like, these are funny. I mean, especially when Shrek goes like, oh, hello there, and, you know, the karaoke version. Oh, hello there! That one is really freaking wild, but, like, yeah, they have these little short films. They're fun. They're on DVD, and I wish they made more of them because they're just so wildly insane. And, of course, not to mention the plethora of video games that have come out. Like, I think Shrek, besides SpongeBob, is one of the characters that gotten the most games. Like, we've gotten games on, like, you know, PS1, PS2, Game Boy, DS, like, we had crazy ones like, you know, from Shrek 2 with his greasy fingers on the cover to Shrek Super Slam, Shrek Mario Party, Shrek's Treasure Hunt. Like, we got so many wild games, and honestly, like, I think Shrek 2 was one of the first games I ever played besides Sonic Riders on GameCube, which is really wild to think about. But yeah, Shrek as an IP has gone all over the place. Like, not only video games, but, like, we've gotten, like, merch collaborations. We've gotten Shrek sodas, Shrek cereal, Shrek ice cream. He had a freaking, like, Baskin Robbins giveaway at some point. And, of course, the memes. We all know Shrek for the memes. You know, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. The oh, hello there. How he popularized All-Stars, a memeable song. He is a character that will never go away. And honestly, I'm glad for it. Shrek as a character has really entered the pop culture lexicon forever. He is this generation's Bart Simpson, I guess. I don't know. But, like, I really do admire this character. Like, yeah, he could have been, like, a fun little guy, like, oh, stay in school type guy. But no, he's rude, he's grotesque, he burps, he farts, he eats his earwax. He's a crazy guy, but still has a fun heart of gold that I really do appreciate. And as a character, I love him. I hope Shrek, 5 doesn't screw up anything because that movie can either be good or bad. I'm hoping for good. Come on, let's go 3 for 2 on good Shrek movies. But as we are right now, Shrek is a great franchise, great IP. I love it to bits. And man, just want a fun old gross time? Shrek's your guy. He's green, he's cool, and man, I love it. And that was Shrek 40, or The Curse of Lord Farquaad. A short film that, honestly, on a rewatch, is a lot better than I gave it credit for, because even though it was created specifically to be for a theme park attraction, the jokes still hit, the animation is still really, really beautiful, the voice acting is on point. Honestly, as being part of the Shrek lore, it fits in quite nicely between Shrek 1 and 2, and I really would love to see more of it, even though they're coming out with Shrek 5 later next year, so I guess maybe we might see more of it in the future. But as is right now, I love this. I want to tackle more DreamWorks content because DreamWorks on its own has some of the most wild things imaginable, like a freaking over-the-head short film with Steve Carell, because that exists and stuff like that. So point is, in the future, I'll definitely talk about more DreamWorks, but as is right now, Shrek, I love you. You're great. It's so swampy. I love it. If you excuse me, I gotta go find my own wife or my own ghost. I don't know. Ghosts! They're fun!